Hello Year 8 and welcome to another lesson on simplify fractions. We're going to first of all look at simplifying fractions with numbers, and then we're going to extend that knowledge to using algebra. A very complicated concept, but I know you will be able to understand it. I've had loads of work from the previous lesson, well done, on expanding brackets. And as I didn't give you the answers for the learning check, so for the answers, which I have already given you lots of feedback on this, and I promised to give you the solutions. So here we go. Here are the solutions for the expanding brackets learning check. Please correct. I know I have given you feedback already, but please just mark your work now from the last lesson. So 2a, 2 times a, 2a, 2 times 4 is 8. Sorry, that pen isn't working very well. Question 2, 3 times b is 3b. 3 times minus 5 minus 15. 4 times 2, 8. 4 times 2m, 8m. 5 times 3, 15, 5 times n, 5m. 3 times 4m, 12m, 3 times 6, 18. Right, most of you got those 5 correct. These are the harder ones when we had powers. So remember m times m squared, remember we add the powers, so that's m cubed, and m times 2, 2m. Here, y times 3y, remember we add the powers, so that's y squared minus 4y. 4a times a is 4a squared, a times a squared. 4a times minus 2 is minus 8a. Getting really tricky now. 3 times y squared will be 3 lots of y cubed. I've got 1 add 2 is 3. Minus 3y times y is 3y squared. Add the powers. Last one, I'll just do this one in full. P squared times p cubed plus p squared times 4. I add the powers to get 5, not 6, and I put the number in beforehand. I cannot put these two together, they are unlike terms. So well done. Do your corrections please, and anything you don't understand, please email me or your teacher if another teacher is using this video. Okay, let's go on to today's lesson. Simplify fractions. Okay, so let's look at these two questions here. 4 over 10. Well, if I was to simplify that, and I know you know how to do this already, I can divide top and bottom by 2. Divide the top by 2, divide the bottom by 2. So I divided top and bottom by 2. Okay. If I was to simplify this fraction, what number goes into 6 and 9? Yep, well done, 3. Divide the top by 3, divide the bottom by 3. I can't simplify that anymore. I can't think of a number that goes into 2 and into 3. That's as simple as I can get. Okay, let's look at these two. What number goes into 2 and 8? Yep, well done, 2. Divide the top by 2, divide the bottom by 2. Next one, 6 over 12. What number goes into both of them? Yeah, well done. 6 goes into both of them. Divide the top by 6 and the bottom by 6. Okay, I'd like you to pause the video now and have a go at these 6 questions. And then I'd like you, well done, I saw lots of you writing this in your books and then marking them after you pause the video. Excellent practice and excellent learning. So, off you go. Pause the video and have a go at those, please. Okay, well done. Let's see how you did. Divide top and bottom by 7. Divide top and bottom by 2. Divide top and bottom by 6. Divide top and bottom by 3. They're both in the 3 times table. Divide by 3, top and bottom. They're both in the 5 times table. Divide by 5. I've made a deliberate mistake. Well done for spotting it. This is not 5, it is 4. My mistake. Okay, next bit. That was with numbers. Now, we are going to need to, I'm still with numbers for the moment, but when we go on to algebra, we're going to need to do division in the fraction on the top and the bottom. Now, we have kind of touched on this in lessons, but I'm going to explain it again here. Right, we know the answer to 6 over 12. We know the answer is a half. Divide top and bottom by 6. But another way of looking at it is 6 is 2 times 3, and 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. So this is the same as 6 over 12. Now, I notice I have a 2 in the top and the bottom of my fraction, so I can cancel the 2's. I can see I've got a 3 in the top and bottom of my fraction, so I can cancel the 3's. Now, I can see on the top, when I cancelled, I can change all of these to 1, because basically I'm dividing the top by those numbers. So on the top of the fraction, I've got 1 times 1, and on the bottom of the fraction, I've got 1 times 2 times 1. So I get the same answer. Now, obviously, we wouldn't do that method for numbers, but we need to know this method for algebra. Okay, next one, 20 over 24. Okay, I've split it up for you. You don't need to know this, how to split it up. I'm doing that for you. So the top is the same as 20, the bottom is the same as 24. Okay, so what can I cancel, year 8, on the top and the bottom? Yeah, well done. I've got a 2 on the top and the bottom. Can I cancel anything else? No, I can't. So 2 times 5 is 10, 3 times 4 is 12. Well done. Okay, next. 24 over 40. I've split it up, 24 over 40, to this. Right, what can I cancel on top and bottom, year 8? I can cancel a 2, I can cancel a 4. So on the top, I have got a 3, and on the bottom, I have got a 5. So it's another way of simplifying fractions. Okay, so you're going to have a go now, just to check that you can do that. I'd like you to have a go at these 4 questions. The same method that I just did, by this method here that I've just done, I would like you to do the same. Pause the video, have a go, and then we'll go through the answers. Okay, well done, year 8, and here are the solutions. Cancel top and bottom by 5, and we're left with 2 over 3. Sorry, that's a 3. Cancel top and bottom by 4, and we're left with 5 over 7. Okay, I've got a 2 on the top and the bottom, a 3 on the top and the bottom, 2 over 7. 3 on the top and the bottom, 5 on the top and the bottom, 3 over 11. Well done, give yourself a mark out of 4. Any problems, please just email me if you didn't understand that. Okay, year 8. Now we're going to go on to algebra. And we're going to look at this first question here. Okay, so algebra is just the same as numbers. We're just using letters instead. So, what is the same on the top and the bottom? And what letter have I got? Well, I've got an A here and an A here, so I can cancel those out. So on the top, I've got a B. On the bottom, I'm left with a C. Okay, next question. What can I cancel, year 8, on the top and the bottom? Well, I can cancel these B's, because B into B just goes 1. So on the top I've got B, and on the bottom I've got M. Okay, a little bit harder now. I'm putting numbers in as well. Okay, I've got a B here and a B here. I can't cancel anything else. So on the top I'm left with 3. On the bottom I'm left with A. Okay, even harder still. What can I cancel? Top and bottom, M and M. And I can cancel my numbers. So I'm left with B on the top and A on the bottom. So getting really tricky now. Well done, keep with me. And now we're going to have a go at some even harder questions. And this is the last part of my teaching now. So, what I want to do here is, first of all, split my A squared. We know A squared is A times A, and 4 times A on the bottom. Now when I cancel, and if I use a different colour here to cancel, I've got an A on the top and an A on the bottom. Right, 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 twice. So on the top I have got 1 times A, which is A, and the bottom I've just got a 2. So that's my answer. Getting really difficult now. Try that again if you need to reinforce that. Okay, let's do another example. Okay, so 9, I could split 9 up into 3 times 3, and B cubed is B times B times B. And on the bottom, I've got 3 times, well, B squared is B times B. So I've split it all up. Now it's easy to cancel. So using a different colour, I've got one B here that will cancel top and bottom, and another B, and a 3 on the top and the bottom. So I've got 3 times B left on the top. And on the denominator, I've just got 1 times 1 times 1. So I've just got 1. So that's just 3B altogether. 3B divided by 1. Well done if you're keeping with this and understanding it. I am very impressed, Year 8. Okay, next one. This is a little bit easier actually than what I've just done. I can see straight away, but if I just want to change this into a longhand, 4 times y over 4 times a times y. Okay, I've got a y on the top and a y on the bottom, a 4 on the top and a 4 on the bottom. So this is 1 times 1 and a on the bottom, and that's my answer, 1 over a. Okay, last one. Doing really, really well. 6, I can split 6 up into 2 times 3 times p times t. I've got 2 on the bottom. Now t squared, what is t squared? Yep, well done. T squared is t times t. Right, now I've split them all up. Let's cancel t and t. And what else can I cancel? Yep, a 2 and a 2. So on the top, I've got 3 times p, and on the bottom, I've got t. And I've simplified my algebraic fraction. Well done. Okay, I'd like you to try these 8 questions now. I hope you can see all of those. I'm just going to check that you can see all of those in my camera. Yep, you can. Brilliant. So pause the video, have a go at those 8 questions in your book, please. I'd love to see your goes at these if you want to send me an email, and there'll be a learning check after this. So pause, have a go, just like you did. Go back, and if you're not sure, this is how I did it. Go back to the video, okay, and have a go at these 8 questions. Okay, right. I'm sure you found some of these really tricky, especially the challenge. Let's go through each one. Right, the first one, not too hard. Just cancel top and bottom by m. So I'm left with b over p. Okay, question 2. A on the top, a on the bottom. So b over t. Question 3. A y on the top and the y on the bottom. Now, I've got 2 on the top and I've got 4 on the bottom. Can I simplify that further? Yes, they divide top and bottom by 2, so I'm left with a half. Question 4. A on the top, A on the bottom, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. So I've got 3 on the top and 1 on the denominator. So altogether 3 over 1 is just 1. Question 5. B times B over A times B. B squared is B times B. What can I cancel? I can cancel B on the top and B on the bottom. So what am I left with? On the numerator, I've got B. On the denominator, I've got A. Let's split this one up. Question 6. 2 times y over, I'm going to split the 4 up into 2 times 2 times y. What can I cancel? I have a y on the top and a y on the bottom. I can cancel my 2's. So what am I left with? I'm left with just y on the numerator and 2 on the denominator. So that's my answer. Question 7. A cubed is A times A times A. All over A squared, A times A. What can I cancel? A's, another A, and what am I left with? Just A on the top. Right, the challenge. Let's look at this challenge, guys. Okay, it's so hard, I'm going to have to write it out again here. So here's the challenge question. Let's look at question 8, the challenge. So I've got 3 on the numerator, y cubed, y times y times y times m, all over, well 6, I could write that as 2 times 3, or just leave it as 6 and cancel at the end, times y, m squared, m times n. Okay, so what can we cancel, year 8? Y's, m's, and 3's. So what am I left with? On the numerator, I have y times y. Denominator, I have 2 times m. If I simplify that, I've got y squared on the top and 2m on the bottom. And there is my last answer. Very impressed if you got that last question right, year 8. Very difficult. Okay, now it's your turn for the learning check. So here is your learning check, which I would like you to email me your solutions. Again, I'm just going to check that's all visible on the camera. So you've got 8 questions here to complete, please. A challenge at the end, question 8. And if you want to try any more, there's some harder work on page 8 of your booklet. Booklet 8, page 16, exercise 6H. This is the extra work, exercise 8H. You've all got that booklet. We didn't do that exercise before the Easter break. That's extra though, you don't have to do that. That's just if you want to challenge yourself more. I will be impressed if you do it and you get an extra achievement point, but don't feel, if you haven't got the time, don't worry. Okay, so I'll leave that there. You can pause the video now and I will look forward to your work later on today. Thank you for watching. Take care, stay safe. I can't wait to see you all year 8 when we get back to school.